riser number 2. You're on.
Okay, so when we were doing this, I noticed there's a fine minute crack on this side that does not go all the way through. I don't care, I don't like it. I'm going to put some T-brackets on it. Because T-brackets will work just as well as any of the other crap. And I have these. And what have we learned, children? What we have that we didn't have to pay for is always better.
Exactly.
And again, most of these brackets, I didn't buy them. Somebody tossed them. Oh, a lot of these screws I didn't buy.
Yeah, a lot of the screws. I was just thinking that.
Now you and me, we get done with a project, we're like, yeah, I'm keeping all that shit, because I might need it later.
Right.
But a lot of people, they have limited space to store shit. You know, I forget what we counted, but it's way too many outbuildings. Like I said, my biggest bitch about that is that occasionally it's like I have to worry about what building did I put what in, you know?
Right.
It's really talk about a first world problem. I have to go find out which building I put my shit in.
Well,
But so a lot of people, they get rid of that stuff and I'm like, why? And then I'm like, because what I'm seeing is a container this big, they're seeing as part of their one shelf that they keep that shit on.
Right.
So,
Well, and often whatever they're giving you, you have something just like it and you can combine containers or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of times it's just adding it to what I already have. That's why I said, you might have noticed there were 2 color screws in that box. I just used up the last of the green ones because they're easier to put in. The green ones I bought, the yellow ones somebody threw away. There was some project and they needed the color. So that's just a little adding. See what I mean? They're harder to put in.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we got that one. We got both of those up. And they're actually level, which is a small miracle all by itself. An everyday miracle.
Okay, going away. Okay, you're on.
Okay, I'm measuring to try to get the right distance and everything. Because I've got to make, these are not quite as big as regular steps. So I have to kind of get as much use out of them as I can.
Yeah, they're not 12 inches deep.
Which has me doing them a little bit different than I would normally do. So, you know, life and stuff. Okay, and I need them to hang out. Okay, let's see. I'm really good at this kind of stuff.
Okay.
I love it when people say, oh, you're good at everything. And it's like, no, I'm really not. Well, you know, it's like, give me a math problem and watch what I do. You know, I'm like trying to figure out, I want the same distance hangover on these damn things. And I'm going to have to ask my wife to help me because I guarantee I'm not going to be able to figure it out. Okay, so that's 2 inches there. It's 2.5, so take it back 1/4. 2 1/4. And it's still 2. That freaking thing. How the hell did that happen? I don't know. Okay. I'm going to take it to 2 1/4 there and see. Now see if it's going to be a freaking thing. Again, damn it. No, it's got to be 2.5. Okay. See, that was easy.
But I didn't have to help you.
Math.
Math is hard. Let's go shopping.
It's hard. Let's go shopping. Thank you, Sherry.
Yes, really?
I'm sure she heard it someplace, but it might be hers because she does come up with some pretty... This is not square. Why is this not square?
Life? Is it close enough?
It's close enough, I guess. Yeah, it's close. It is what it is.
Yes.
I blame you! We'll pretend like it's a mystery shack or something and it's supposed to be all off kilter or something. I don't freaking know.
Were they perfect before?
No.
There you go.
I must have done something wrong.
No, not necessarily. You're using the same template for risers, so it's going to do what it's going to do. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that's it. Now I'm just going to put these down.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got long screws and short screws. Since the torque will always be on the outside of the step, I'm going to use the longer screws in the back.
Oh, okay, yes, because okay, that makes sense.
Overkill? You bet your sweet ass. By the way, these are the ones I salvaged out of the old staircase. I'm still using them. So far I have not used, except for the little screws, I've not used any screws that I didn't salvage. Including when I built the frame, and then after I took the frame apart, I salvaged them again.
Yay! So some of these are triple or quadruple use.
Yep. And there you go. Now I'll just put in some short ones and...
Then repeat.
Well, see, because that's what we had before.
Yep.
And see, and these are good. Isn't they good? Some people would say those are long enough, but no, not for me.
Okay, going away.
I told you, and you're not listening. I'm trying not to ever have to do this again.
Okay, going away. Now you're on.
All right, so I put this one across the bottom. That is a pressure-treated 2x4. That will help to hold the middle runner as well as the side runners. There will actually be another braces that will go down like this on either side. Some angle braces. That's why I'm not rushing to get the center one in yet. I still have to do a bunch of bracing because it's who I am. Okay, so in order to put these in, especially because this is hardened cedar, I have to do a pilot hole. And once again, you're like, why? Because that's who I am. I thought we discussed this. You know, I want something good and sturdy. Now it ain't going anywhere. Okay, and I'm going to put one in each one of those. So up here at the top, to hold my runners, my main runners. Again, pilot hole. If I don't think these are long enough, I have 5-inch ones. I may go get them, I don't know. Nope, that was plenty long enough. It's just a good idea. I mean, yes, these are extremely expensive. I'm not even going to lie to you. And Lynn had to order them online. You can't always find them in your hardware store. But when you're building something, you don't want to have to come back and build it. You want to do it right. Although I'm using crap wood. That's because I can't afford the good stuff.
Well, and the way you've treated this wood.
Yeah, the way I've treated it, Len did. Len did all the painting. Let's not kid ourselves.
But you sprayed
Len
all
did
the
it.
stuff on there.
I sprayed the stuff.
Yes, you did.
Okay. So now I'm going to put some more screws in that, in this part, not just the big ones. I don't feel like I'm going to put in a couple more long ones.
And
then I've got to do a bunch of shit.
okay.
Because I've got to make this strong. I don't want to have to fucking shit myself every time somebody who's a little bit heavy walks up it. I want people to be able to enjoy it without having to worry about, you know, whether they're going to go through it or not. There we go.
Well, let's be honest. You've always built
I've
to.
always tried to build that way.
Yeah. She learned at her
My dad's
feet, and
was the king of if one nail will do, let's put in 6.
and you've always joked that you learned to build to California earthquake code.
Yeah,
And
yeah, because that's where we grew up.
yeah.
California. My dad was born and raised in, well, my dad was actually born in Texas, but he grew up in Watts
Yeah.
in the project.
Okay, I'm turning off.
Okay.
Now.
This is a case of when you find it on sale, get it. These are, you get them in bundles. They're resin and sawdust, basically.
Wedges.
Wedges, okay, that you use like around doors and windows and stuff. And I got a whole bundle of them once for $1. So when they were on sale, I bought them, and then I've used them 4 billion times since. What I'm going to do is, that's not quite good enough, so I'm going to have to drive that, because that's not quite level enough. On the bottom, it's picked up on one end. So what I did was I put in some silicone. The silicone does two things. First off, it'll help it stay in place. But second off, it helps it slide.
Awesome.
Okay. And then I'll just wipe that off with my finger and put it on my shirt.
Of course, because that's who you are.
Because that's who I am. And see, now we're good and tight to the bottom.
And you've got silicone on the bottom of that step,
And
which
I've got
is neat.
silicone on the bottom of the board.
Yeah.
And on the thing. And it's just going to be that much more waterproof.
Okay.
But mostly it's to keep it from doing from freaking moving.
Right.
And breaking. Because if it's not solid on the bottom, that's a potential place to break. This one's not doing it quite as badly, and it's doing in the back, which is not as bad. Here's the nice thing about these. You can cut them. So I can actually mark it, and I can cut it with a jigsaw. Or I'm probably going to just go to the shop and cut it with my miter saw because it's easier.
And then you'll hammer it in with some
And
silicone.
then I'll hammer it in with some silicone, and we'll be done with that part.
That sounds wonderful. Okay. Okay, now you're on.
Okay, so back when I used to fight heavy weapons, my squire brother Terrence got me a bunch of these. He had made an entire coat of plate out of these, plate mail out of these. I just used them as pieces on my armor to strengthen stuff. But I still have lots of them, and me and my son have used them forever for what I'm about to use this one for. See, you take them and put them over the thing and use them like a bracket.
Bracket. That's exactly what they are.
Well, and so, but that's where they came from. So if you're watching, Terrence, thank you. I'm still using these. Used them on my armor, used them on everybody else's, and now I'm still using them. Why don't we fight
And this
anymore?
is the-
I do. I still fence. I just don't do anything that's going to break my bones anymore, except for carpentry.
Speaking of carpentry, you put that board in since we last
Yes,
month.
okay. So why is this here? Because the middle runner's going to be here. And while this is really anchored here and this is really anchored there, the middle runner's just going to sit on this.
Right, right.
And it's just going to be, so I want the middle runner to be really supported.
Right.
So I put this board in, now it's super supported.
Mm-hmm. And you didn't put one the other direction?
I was going to put one the other direction, and then I thought, not only overkill, but if I have to crawl in here for some reason, it means I have to get down
On your hands and knees.
on my hands and knees
Yes.
to get through. Well, I could get through, but as I was telling Lynn earlier, because she was coming in here to paint this board for me, and
This creosote board.
it's like I have hit my head on the bottom of this treehouse 4 billion times.
Yeah.
I know, another piece to the puzzle, right? Anyway, so that's what we're doing. We're doing the bracing now. Now I'm going to build this thing,
This brace
which
here.
has got 27 bazillion moving pieces. And the first thing we had to do was find a 6-inch board, which we did not have any pressure-treated 2x6s,
Right.
which would have been ideal. We did not even have any pressure-treated boards. But it's going to be underneath the runner.
Right.
So, I mean, underneath the
The
step.
step.
So I'm going to get it right underneath the middle, which means it should take less damage to begin with. But plus, I had Lynn paint the crap
Yeah,
out of it
with creosote.
with creosote. But now I have to handle it with creosote, which means I got to wear gloves to put in screws. So what I will do is, I see how it's sitting here? So we know that's where the screws go. So I will take it, put the screws in, then put it upside down, and then put them in the rest of the way.
Okay, so you put the, you're on now, you put
27 and 2 marks.
27 and 2 marks.
Yes.
She put that board I painted on right there. And she's got these pieces of, is that rubber?
That is rubber.
Okay.
I bought in a big bundle a long time ago. I got the entire bundle of it. I still have half the bundle. I got an entire bundle of it for $5.
Wow.
That railroad damage.
Wow.
God only knows what it was supposed to be. I am going to measure this twice because I didn't want to go through that again.
Yes, I know.
Cutting these are pressure treated 2x6s. They're ancient, but
And they're hard.
in really good shape. They're extremely expensive. You have to buy them. But this was left over from something Tony tore down.
Yeah.
And Tony tore it down on a job that he was doing to replace it. I also got the pieces left over that were left over from the replacement, so that was nice. I'm going to need the bucket of drain
I'm hanging
oil.
up. Okay.
Okay, this turned into a huge clusterfuck.
What a shock.
Shock. Geometry and I have fights. Every time I try to measure something, instead of just holding it up there and marking it, I wind up with a problem. Okay, but as you can see, we painted the bottoms with the last of the creosote.
Right.
We'll paint the rest of it, and the tops. With the last of the creosote, we'll paint the rest with drain oil. I took pieces of rubber, tacked them to the bottom. It's just one more thing
To protect
keep it
them.
from rotting.
Right. The other one is in.
The other one is in. I'm getting ready to put this one in. Okay, so anything in Arkansas that touches the ground is gonna rot.
Yeah.
Anything.
So that's
If
why
you
these
live
are
in
on
a wet area.
rocks.
Same is true where you live.
Right.
Any place you live where it gets wet and it get a lot of rain, it's gonna happen. But when you're okay, that's not true though, because when you're wet and cold, you don't have the rot. We're wet and hot.
Right.
And it will rot anything that touches the ground
Really fast.
is going to rot. So the more you can get stuff up off the ground, the less problem you're going to have with it.
And the more treating you can do.
And the more treating it and everything else. Nothing's 100%. Welcome to life. My
And yes,
battery's going out.
Battery's going down.
Battery's out.
It's okay.
Battery's trying to die. Ow.
Oh, yeah, there goes
Shit.
another piece of the puzzle, right?
Oh, that I told you 4 billion times I've hit my fucking head. Jesus Christ, that hurts. Before you fuckers laugh too much, part of that's because I can't see.
Yes, we know. Well, she is getting her eyes checked. She'll be glad to know. She's going to do an evaluation soon when she takes her mom to get her follow-up from surgery.
All right. So there we go. All right. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to get in there now and paint the sides and the back and stuff
With drain oil.
with drain oil.
Then we'll put the middle riser in.
Then we'll put the middle riser in. Then we'll be putting steps on.
Yay!
That was the last big job, kids.
Yay!
Well, actually, it's not. I still have to put that in the middle of this.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay. Yay! One more thing.
Life.
Okay, I just wanted to show you real quick because I was painting this drain oil, and in the bottom, if you can see, all those cylindrical looking things, those are cigarette butts from the smoking area, and she added them after she put the soot from the fire,
The creosote from our chimney.
the creosote from our chimney, soot from the fire, and drain oil, and then she added cigarette butts. So talk about bugs don't like this. Yeah, it's wonderful. Anyway, so those supports are now painted, and she put the brace in there as well.
Which
So-
should help support the middle.
Yep. And we're getting ready to put in another riser. Okay, you're on.
Okay, so some dumbass didn't realize I gotta take this out. I can't get the third riser
Really,
with the step here.
with here and there, and there's just not any way.
There's no way. I just tried.
Yeah, we tried every way we could, and it wouldn't
But you know
work.
what I am gonna do? I'm gonna mark. So when I put it back,
So when you put it back, you just set it back.
Uh-huh. It would just be put it on the marks. I don't have to try and figure it out again.
That would be great. Okay. Well, I'm going away.
So it's a lot of it's, not everybody will show you what they did wrong.
Yeah, but that step really, it had to be there to make sure.
It had to be there in order for me to get the props in, so it's kind of not wrong because I don't know how else I would have got the props in.
Exactly.
Where they needed to be without moving it side to side. Oh, I just picked that sticky, messy shit up with my hand.
Yes, you did.
I meant to do that, see,
Yes.
because I like that.
All
It's my
over your
favorite
hands.
thing.
Yes. Yay. Okay. I'm going away. And you're on.
Okay, they are finished. As you can see, I purposely lined up this step over the top of the middle brace so that it will shed the water away from the middle brace. I purposely shed it away from the splice.
The splice. Yeah. Right.
It's done. Should get a shot at it from this way so you can see how good it looks with the mulch underneath it.
Looks really nice. And zero spring when anyone goes up and down
well,
this.
I'm gonna do that. I will do that. Okay, so I will go up in.
Wipe her feet because clean. Completely solid. Yay!
No give.
No give at all.
Good. That's what we wanted. So we've done it. We have succeeded.
Woohoo!
We got about $100 in the whole project. Silicone, the silicone, the spray tar, the weed cloth, the screws.
The big fancy screws, yeah.
I did use up all of the screws that I pulled out that I could scavenge and had to go get some more from my shop.
Right, right.
But this was a $13 thing of screws. That's all that's left.
Yes.
So yeah, about $100.
Yeah.
We got a new staircase.
It's a wonderful
So,
staircase.
Thank you, Jack and Shauna. Thank you, Richard.
Right.
Thank you, Tony.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody that throw away the good trash.
And thank you to our son who left us a wonderful template we could do those
Yes,
risers
and
with.
thank you to our son who
The genius.
did so much of this work. He's going to put this top rail and this rail and those rails up there, and then I did this.
The little in-between
yeah,
one.
I've rebuilt it a lot, but yeah, so without all his hard work, it would have been impossible for an old woman to build such an elaborate tree fort.
Yep.
There you go.
And we certainly do love it.
Have you been on it yet?
No, not yet, but I
let
will.
me- let me-
No, I don't want to be on camera.
What if I just film your feet?
No, because you won't.
Fine. I didn't look right. I'm not pretty. I don't want to look. I don't feel pretty.
There you go.
I don't want to be on camera.
Say goodbye to the people.
If I didn't ever get on camera because I didn't think I'd be pretty, there would not be a single one of these.
But you're always gorgeous.
No, I always look like ass. I always look like an unmade bed, and I always look like shit. I
But-
know what I look. I know what I'm. When I look in the mirror, I mean, if you're lucky enough to have a mirror that lies to you, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Mine does not. Okay, thank you very much, and staircase away.
Yay.